R comes with several built-in datasets, which we can leverage for playing with R function. Okay, so how do we access these inbuilt datasets? Okay, so we just type the function data. So we just go ahead and type data like that, run that. For now, a new window will open up, and this is just a list of all datasets that are available in R. Or where it comes from a different package, it will be indicated. Okay. So let's, for example, pick this dataset, right? Empty cars. So how do we load a dataset? So to load a dataset, we just type data, right? So data, and then you pass an argument. So you pass that data set, right? So in our case here, we want to load this motor trend car road test. So go ahead and load that. Automatically, we'll just put in the double quotation mark, right? So once we load that data set, that means we can perform some different functions. So let's say, for example, we want to view the first 6 rows, right? We use this function called head. So head, we could either type that, head, and then we pass our data set, right? Empty cars, like that. Then we type that, and you can see it will just load the first 6 observations. Alternatively, and you can see here in our object, we can see this data set has 32 observations and 11 variables. And you can actually click on this icon and it will create for you sort of an Excel kind of view. So let's go ahead and click on that. So you can see here, it loads another window where we could see the entire data set, made up of columns and rows. We call these variables the columns, and the rows, we call them observations. Okay. Alternatively, I could just go ahead and separate by a comma and say, maybe I just want to view the first 2 rows, for example. Okay. First 2 rows. Okay. Click on that, and you can see here, we only have 2 vehicles here. Mazda RX-4 and this Wagon, right? You can see the MPG and so on and so forth, right? What if we want to view the last 6 rows, right? So we could just use the tail, right? And then pass our data set there, and we can run that, execute that. Okay. Alternatively, we could just say maybe we just want to view probably the first 3 or the last 3 observations from the bottom. So we have Ferrari, Maserati, and Volvo. So if we go here, we can see actually that's the last 3: Ferrari, Maserati, and Volvo. Okay. So what if we just want to get the observations and the number of rows, right? We can use this function called nRows, right? nRow. Okay. Then we pass our data set. So we're just asking how many observations do we have. So we type that and we see this is 32. In our object here, we can see actually we have 32 observations. Okay. If you want to get some summary of your statistics, we use this function called summary. Then we pass our data set like that. And it gives us a statistical summary, in terms of the mean for each column, first quartile, median, mean for each of the variables, MPGs, cylinder, display, and so on and so forth. However, if we want to, for example, get the structure, okay, so this just displays the structure of our object, right? So we could just use that. Let's see what happens here. So empty cars. And you can see this one just gives us a very nice summary. It tells us that our data set here is a data frame. Okay, type data frame, data type, or data structure, 32 observation, 11 variables, right? In the first column, it says the data type is a number, right? And it has the following examples of these values. Okay. You can see incidentally, all the variables here are actually number type. So if it was a string, it will show you here, probably chart or something like that. Okay. And then lastly here, we already know how to find help. So I'll just use a question mark. Then we can just go there and type empty cards, right? We execute that and it will open so I'll just click on this. And it will open for us a description here, starting with the title, the usage, and format. And we can now get some descriptive information about these variables, like what this means. This abbreviation, this just means number of cylinders, right? What does VS mean here? It means the engine, 0 means V-shaped and 1 means straight, and so on and so forth. All right, and that's it as far as inbuilt dataset is concerned. In another video, we'll look at how to import dataset from another source or external source, okay, like .csv. All right.